Good morning, friends. Welcome to Indian Writing in English. Today, we are dealing with a new poem, Refugee Blues by W.H.Auden. To talk about the poet, he was an Anglo-American poet, and his poetry was noted for its stylistic and technical achievement. It is engagement with politics, morals, love, and religion, and it is variety in tone, form, and content. Some of his best known poems are about love, such as Funeral Blues, on political and social themes, such as September 1, 1939, and The Shield of Achilles, on cultural and psychological themes, such as The Age of Anxiety, and on religious themes such as For the Time Being and Horae Canonicae. To talk about the poem, Refugee Blues is about the plight of Jewish refugees in the 1930s. When the poem was written in 1939, millions of Jews were trying to flee Nazi Germany. However, most countries had strict quotas on Jewish immigration, and as a result, most Jews were sent back. So, let's start with the poem. Say this city has 10 million souls. Some are living in mansions, some are living in halls. So, Hughes is talking about Europe. Say this city has 10 million souls. He is using hyperbole, exaggeration. This city has 10 million souls. People are living here. Some are living in mansions, in palaces. Some are living in halls. They don't have homes. They are living in small huts or in halls. Yet there is no place for us, my dear. Yet there is no place for us. See, in a big country, here a country has been equated into city. Country just like Europe, it has 10 million people are living there and living in palaces or in small homes. Yet there is no place for us. Auden being a Jew, he don't have any place he don't have any place in this country, and he's sharing his problem with his beloved. Yet there is no place for us. He is addressing himself with his beloved. There is no place for us, my dear, yet there is no place for us. Once we had a country and we thought it fair. He's talking about his country as Germany. Germany was the country of Jews. And once, why he is talking about it as once we had using past tense? Because now Germany is under the control of Hitler. Hitler was thinking about racial cleansing. He wanted to eradicate all the Jews who is living in this country. So that is why the Jews has to exile from their own country. And now our Auden, our poet, including other Jews, facing such a threat from their own mother country. Look in the atlas and you will find it there. We cannot go there now, my dear. We cannot go there now. See, he's talking to his lover, his beloved, saying, look at the atlas, look at the map. You will find that country, Germany, there. We cannot go there now. We are not allowed, but we are not allowed to enter our country, my dear. We cannot go there now, because once it was our country, and we had a country. Now we are not allowed to enter that country. In the village churchyard there grows an old yew. Every spring it blossoms anew. And he's having some nostalgic feeling about his country. In the village churchyard there grows an old yew. Yew is the tree. It's just like a pine tree. In the village churchyard there grows an old yew. Every spring it blossoms anew. What is the speciality of this yew tree? Every spring it blossoms, it flowers anew. Old passports cannot do that, my dear. Old passports cannot do that. He's comparing this blossom of yew tree to the condition of the passport. Each and every year it gets new blossoms, but in the case of old passports it cannot be renewed. Old passports cannot do that, so they are not able to enter into any other countries too. They are evacuated from their own Germany, and now they want to exile into some other countries, but their old passports can't help them to enter into any other country as a refugee. The council banged the table and said, if you have got no passport, you are officially dead. When they approach some council, some committee, in discussing about their passports, to renew their passports, what was their response? The council banged, forcefully stabs at the table and said, if you have got no passport, what it means? You are officially dead. So you are not alive. It shows the inhumanity, lack of humanity, the cruelty that that showed towards the refugees. But we are still alive, my dear. But we are still alive. What we can do? If we are dead, there is not problem. But we are still alive. We have to find some shelter. And went to a committee. They offered me a chair. After meeting the council, they says you are officially dead. And when they approached a committee, they offered me a chair. Yeah, just sit here. Asked me politely to return next year. This year we can't do anything. Come next year, we can think of it. That was their reply. But where shall we go today, my dear? But where shall we go today? They asked us to come next year. So the problem is that where we can go today itself, we don't have any place to go. Then how can we return in the next year? Came to a public meeting. The speaker got up and said, if we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. And he can hear what the public person, where the politicians are speaking to the public. They are against, their attitude is against the refugees. If the country let the refugees enter into their own country, what will happen? If we let them in, they will steal our daily bread. We have to share our bread and job with them, and we will lack all our bread and job. So they will steal, the refugees will steal our daily bread. We will starve. So we won't allow our country to enter these refugees into our country. See, this is their public's attitude. He was talking of you and me, my dear. He was talking of you and me. So the politician is talking about us. See, we will steal their bread and job. Thought I heard the thunder rumbling in the sky. It was Hitler over Europe saying they must die. And he can hear, the poet can hear the thunder rumbling in the sky, it is roaring in the sky. It was the sound of the Hitler. What was it? It was Hitler over Europe saying they must die, the Jews must die. We were in his mind, my dear, we were in his mind. See what will be their condition. They are under the threat of murder. Saw a poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin. Saw a door open and a cat let in. But they were not German Jews, my dear. But they were not German Jews. Here, he's using the imagery of animals, how safe and secure they are. A poodle is a breeded dog. And they are watching the poodles in a, jacket fastened with a pin. They are wearing jackets to secure themselves from the cold. They are very safe. They are nurtured in a manner that humans have been. So poodle in a jacket fastened with a pin, saw a door open and cat let in. How Europeans are treating cats and dogs as humans. How sympathetically they are considering such animals. They are, let in, they are welcome always. But they were not Germans. Those animals were not German Jews, my dear, but they were not German Jews. If those animals were German Jews, they won't let them in. Went down the harbour and stood upon the quay, saw the fish swimming as if they were free. And now they are approaching the harbour and seeking exile in some other countries, and stood upon the quay, saw the fish swimming as if they were free. Again, animal imagery. Animals, fish, they are so free, they can move here and there without boundaries. Only 10 feet away, my dear, only 10 feet away, very nearest us, they can feel animals are moving freely. Walked through a wood, saw the birds in the trees. He's again watching what is happening in the forest. In the wood, birds are in the trees. They had no politicians and sang at their ease. There is no politicians who can restrict them. They sang singing song at their ease, at their free, with a free mind. They were not the human race, my dear. They were not human race. Why they are having such a freedom? Because they are not the human race. Dreamed I saw a building with 1,000 floors. Again, he's using hyperbole, exaggeration. A building with 1,000 floors, 1,000 windows and 1,000 doors. Not one of them was ours, my dear. Not one of them was ours. And this floor and this building is or supposed to be Europe or America or any other countries with a lot of facilities. And if they are ready to include us, if they are ready to invite us, they will be safe there. But not one of them was ours, my dear. Not one of them was ours. The world is so vast, and each and every country is shut door against Jews. Stood on a great plain in the falling snow. What they have to do? They are in a street, stood on a great plain in the falling snow. They have to face these whole things without shelter. 10,000 soldiers marched to and fro. 10,000 soldiers are supposed to kill Jews assigned by Hitler. They are marching to and fro, looking for you and me, my dear, looking for you and me. In Refugee Blues, Auden documenting the denial of human rights of the migrant population of the world. The poem is all about the plight of a group of refugees, especially about the alienation faced by the Jews in Nazi Germany. Okay, thank you.